Hi, Gold Rush. This is Jenny Brown, the proud principal at our incredible school, and I'm so excited to talk with you a little bit about our year ahead.
And I'm Ann Fitch. I'm the counselor at Gold Rush.
I just wanted to start with our mission. Each and every year, we are all dedicated to creating students who are really critical thinkers. We want all of our kids to take risks, not only in their classrooms, but in the art room, in the gym, in our music room, all throughout our building. And we also want students to really celebrate what makes them different and accept others' differences and create a community that is really caring, not only for our students in our classrooms, but just our larger community. We also really strive to create a positive and safe environment and one that really encourages all students to learn in multiple aspects. In looking at our mission, you can clearly see that we are dedicated to educating the whole child. Our focus is on academics, but also on students' social and emotional needs. And we really can't tease out one from the other. We need to address all of these elements so that students can really be the best that they can be. So we think all of these elements of children are integrated and really strive to educate them in all of these areas. I'm going to start by talking a little bit about our academic goals. Having been at Gold Rush for now 10 years, which is exciting, we add on to our program each and every year and just strengthen our practice in the classroom. So this year, we're really adding a word study component in grades kindergarten through fifth grade. We've been studying word study, and really what that is looking intensely at words, coding them in different ways. In our youngest grades, we look at our sounds, and that really develops into fifth grade, where we look at word origins and prefixes and suffixes. So it's a really exciting continuum. We are implementing a research-based program called Foundations in our primary grades. And in our intermediate grades, we are working through Orton Gillingham's materials. And it's just a really research-based program, and it focuses on multisensory instruction. So really learning with our whole body and studying words really intensely and intentionally. So we're excited to kick that off. That is in addition to our readers and writers workshop, where we do spend more time really reading actual texts and really writing about our reading. So this is something we're doing in addition to that. We're also going to be implementing the new science standards and using a resource called STEM Scopes to do that. So we are really looking forward to using that new resource and continuing our work in the area of math. We know that students in every classroom have different strengths and needs in the area of math. So really talking about how in the independent portion of our math workshop, we can really meet students where they're at, and using different games and instructional resources to challenge each and every kid right where they're at and provide them the additional resources that they need. Some ways to support academics at home. If you're new to Gold Rush, this graphic you have seen before. A lot of our research doesn't change in the area of literacy, and we know time spent reading at home is so essential. And every minute really does count. I know as a mom myself, I think, oh, I only have a few minutes to do that reading with my own daughter, and every second just counts. It builds vocabulary for kids, introduces new concepts, gets them excited about their reading. So spending time really making that part of your daily routine. It's the same as in years past. It's just such an important piece. Also giving kids a chance to select their own text. That continues to be important. Materials that are really high interest. We can help you find those books for kids, but also texts that they can read independently. And research will show that kids, to really be in a book that's appropriate for them, they have to read with 98% accuracy, which is really high. But also being able to talk about stories, reading aloud to your kids. They're never too old to do that, and sharing a good book together. That's great. Also working at grade appropriate, your fact fluency. I know that's essential, especially as kids get older. They have to know their addition and subtraction, multiplication and division facts. And the teachers will guide you in terms of what's appropriate at each grade level. But those are really essential as we introduce different conceptual procedures as kids get older. So those are two great areas to work with your kiddos at home.
And I wanted to pop in and talk about the social emotional piece here at Gold Rush. Um, One of the major things that we work on here is just even the concept of identifying our emotions. And so part of that dives a little bit into neuroscience and educating the kids about our brain. We use a program here called Mind Up that's all about talking about key components of our brain and how we can help them and what they mean as far as our reactions and our emotions go. So, through that, we're able to learn strategies to manage those different emotions. What's going to work? What are some ideas to keep building on that toolbox for our social emotional selves? The other part that just really goes hand in hand, and I think, Dr. Brown had talked about this earlier, is just the power of kindness. We talk about this a lot as well in conjunction with that social emotional learning, even through the brain, even through managing our emotions, just how important kindness can even change how we feel along with those around us. So I think a great strategy for all is, again, knowing to be that role model. And that kind of transfers into how we can support them at home. Our little people are always watching us and listening to us. And so knowing our own actions, but then also just knowing the things that we can and can't control, so that helps us with our own emotions as well, taking in account our parent self-care. And this graphic, I think, is so important to remember. Sometimes it's hard to remember, okay, this is what is in my control and these are what's not in my control. And so what can I do to show my own kiddos how I can manage my own feelings? And just having conversations around, how was your day? Those open-ended ones with, tell me something good that happened today. Tell me something you learned in math. Tell me something you learned in reading. All those conversations help transfer into that social emotional health as well. I've also linked on this presentation another just resource packed of different information that helps parents support kids through these ever-changing and uncertain times.
Thanks, Anne. As a staff, I wanted to also share with you our goal. We are continuing to work as a professional learning community. And what that really means for us is just really getting even more skilled at how we work together. We know as a staff, we can overcome some pretty big obstacles. We've had lots of chances to show that. And just the more we can work together and put our brains together, the more we can support your children. So we're excited to talk about how we team together, how we use our time. Time is always an issue in every parts of our lives, but how we can get really skilled at working together and leverage each other's ideas and their talents to support each and every student. And we have an incredible staff, which I feel so fortunate to be a part of, and just the talent around us, just being able to pull that together and leverage as we talk about either providing additional support for students or really extending some of that curriculum. So as a staff, that's one of the areas that we are working on this year and continue to perfect. And it's really a great model for our kids of how can they work together in their own classrooms and support one another. So we are modeling that great work together as a staff. And as we continue to work on our goals each and every year, it really does transfer. This is a sneak peek at our CMAS data coming out. We had an interesting testing session in the spring of last year, as you're all aware of. But I just wanted to show you that the work that we are doing does translate. So this is our overall scale score. We only tested math in the area of fourth grade last year. And as you could see, we are above the district scale score in the area of math. And that also transfers in the area of reading achievement. So you can see in third grade, the district scored at 750, and overall in third grade, we scored at 755, and in fifth grade, we are also well above the district average. So exciting to see that our work translates into academic achievement, which is always, always our goal. What I would share, though, is there's so many more ways to measure our kids' success, and we have such a privilege of being able to see that in our classrooms, in our playgrounds, in our gym, and in our music room each and every day. These are pictures that were taken from the beginning of the school year till now, and just the smiles that we see, the connections that kids have with staff, the connections that they have with each other, the way that they open up and learn new things, both in their classroom and throughout the building, and just seeing them take on new challenges and support one another. It's just such a joy to see that that continues each and every day. So we measure our success in achievement data, but also in great smiles and kids taking risks, and just their pride in what they're trying and what they accomplish. So we see just incredible things. As always, we look forward to your partnership in this coming school year and beyond. And you are always welcome to come talk with us about any question you have. We would love to support you and your family in any way. This is my contact information. What I would say is, if you email me, please make sure that if you don't hear from me, I'm very much tied to my email, and I will get back to people in 24 hours. There are several Jenny Browns that work in the district, and sometimes they get my email. And if you haven't heard back from me in 24 hours, please reach out to the office. That most likely means that I have not received your communication, and I definitely want to be able to connect with you on anything that you need. And you can also reach out to as well. In addition, our office staff or really anybody here is willing to answer any questions we can or connect you with the people that can answer questions. So we're looking forward to an incredible year, and thank you so much for sharing your children with us. They're just an incredible joy. So thank you again. We look forward to a great year.